So I just got back from Nigeria 3 days ago. And guys, let me tell you this, things are freaking expensive. As a matter of fact, it just left me wondering, how are people surviving in that country? Because even now, the rich, they cry. The rich are also crying. I just say, as God don't bless me small, if I go Nigeria, I'll go do Oble. But my eyes see shocker.
For years, Nigerians have looked for better opportunities outside of the country.
Look at the departure home. Even though I love Nigeria, I think it's time to put myself and my family first.
We all love the country, but it's like there's no hope.
I grew up in Nigeria, and I saw firsthand what happens when politicians are in it for themselves, when they use public money as their private piggy banks.
Stop scrolling. Right now, every day, 142 Nigerians are leaving for the UK. One person every 10 minutes.
They're not coming back.
Over 52,000 skilled Nigerians migrated to the UK in 2024, a crowd large enough to fill Wembley.
Quick question. Have you thought about leaving your country for better opportunities? Drop a flag emoji for where you'd go.
Comment now. Engagement shapes this conversation. We're not talking casual migrants. These are doctors, nurses, engineers, teachers, Nigeria's trained professionals. In healthcare alone, a dramatic share of licensed professionals are emigrating. 142 per day, over 52,000 in 2024, doctor-to-patient ratios plummeting, $2.6 billion in human capital lost annually.
In the next 5 minutes, I'll give you the 5 reasons driving this exodus, starting with money.
Reason 1, economics. Reason 2, infrastructure. 3, security. 4, education. 5, corruption. Let's unpack them fast.
Stay with me. Reason 1 will change how you think about pay and value.
Let's start with the most straightforward reason, money. But it's not just about the numbers on a payslip, it's about what that money can actually achieve. A doctor in Nigeria might earn the local equivalent of £400 to £1,000 a month. It sounds like a professional salary, but the naira has been in a near constant state of devaluation for years, eroding savings and purchasing power almost overnight. Meanwhile, their counterparts in the UK are earning salaries that can be 10, even 20 times higher. We're talking about a life-altering difference. And here's the crushing part of the equation. The cost of living, especially for essential imported goods, isn't proportionally lower. A new smartphone, a reliable car, even life-saving medications can cost nearly as much in Lagos as they do in London. So you're earning a fraction of the salary but paying world prices. This creates a relentless financial pressure. A feeling of constantly running on a treadmill that's speeding up just to stand still. It's a daily struggle that grinds you down, making it impossible to save or invest in your family's future.
It forces a stark question. Would you dedicate your life to a demanding profession, only to find that the basic securities your peers elsewhere take for granted are completely out of reach?
But this isn't just a personal financial decision. It's a national economic crisis. Every doctor, engineer, or tech professional who leaves represents a massive loss for Nigeria. Think about it. Years of government-subsidized education paid for by the Nigerian taxpayer. It's an investment. And when that professional emigrates, that investment walks out the door with them. This brain drain is a hemorrhage of human capital, costing the nation billions and depleting the very talent pool it needs to solve its own problems. Reason 2, the daily grinding failure of basic infrastructure. For many in the West, a power cut is a rare inconvenience. In Nigeria, it's the rhythm of daily life. It's not a news story, it's the norm. The constant, deafening roar of diesel generators is the unofficial soundtrack to city life, a costly, polluting, and unsustainable solution to a problem that shouldn't exist. Imagine being a surgeon in the middle of a delicate procedure when the lights die. The hospital's generator might kick in, or it might not. Now imagine being a paramedic racing against the clock. But you're not on a smooth road, you're navigating a maze of craters that pass for a major thoroughfare. The golden hour for saving a life is lost not to distance, but to decay. In 2024, citizens are lucky to get a few hours of reliable public power a day, and here is the brutal irony. Nigeria is one of Africa's largest oil producers. The nation sits on immense energy wealth, yet it cannot keep the lights on for its own people. This isn't a lack of resources, it's a catastrophic failure of management that fuels a deep sense of hopelessness. When the fundamental tools you need to do your job simply don't work, your skills are nullified. Professional pride turns into profound frustration. And eventually, you look for a place where you can actually practice your profession, so you leave. And that brings us to the third and perhaps most terrifying reason, the collapse of personal security. This isn't a single issue. It's a multi-front crisis, from insurgency in the northeast to rampant kidnapping for ransom syndicates in the northwest and south. The social contract that the state will protect its citizens feels broken. For professionals and their families, often seen as lucrative targets, daily life becomes a calculated risk. I spoke to a pediatrician who now lives in Manchester. She told me it wasn't about the money anymore. I couldn't sleep at night. Every time my children left for school, there was a knot of fear in my stomach. Will they get there safely? Will they come home? This isn't an abstract fear, it's a visceral daily reality for millions. With thousands of kidnappings recorded annually, it has become a grim, organized crime. Parents are forced to make impossible choices, hire private security they can't afford, or pull their children out of school. The psychological toll is immense. It erodes the simple freedom of movement, forcing parents to look for a place where a child's safety isn't a luxury but a given.
When faced with that choice, leaving your home and culture behind doesn't feel like a sacrifice. It feels like the only sane option. What would you sacrifice to keep your kids safe? Tell me below.
So you have this perfect storm. A broken economy that devalues your work, crumbling infrastructure that prevents you from doing it, and a security crisis that threatens your family's very existence. It's a powerful, relentless combination of push factors driving the country's best and brightest to seek a future elsewhere. These factors explain the push out of Nigeria. But what about the pull towards places like the UK? Next, we'll explore the deeper crisis in governance and exactly why Britain's National Health Service is waiting with open arms. Let's talk about reason 4, the future of their children. For Nigerian parents, education is paramount, but the system is in crisis. Imagine your child's university education being frozen for months, even a full year, due to recurring strikes by academic unions like ASUU. These aren't just delays, they are stolen years, eroding knowledge and extinguishing ambition. Public schools, from primary to tertiary levels, are often chronically underfunded, with crumbling infrastructure and overcrowded classrooms. It's a constant battle against systemic decay.
So when parents look abroad, they see more than just better schools. They see stability. They see a predictable academic calendar where a 4-year degree actually takes 4 years. They see a chance for their children to compete on a global stage.
This isn't just about individual ambition anymore. Entire families are making the monumental decision to relocate, pooling resources to ensure the next generation has a fighting chance. It's a sacrifice born of love and desperation. Unsurprisingly, recent surveys consistently place the pursuit of quality education as a top 3 reason for emigration. Then there's the 5th, and perhaps most corrosive reason, systemic corruption. This isn't just about high-level officials embezzling funds. It's a daily reality that suffocates aspiration. It's the brilliant engineer who gets passed over for a promotion in favor of the boss's nephew. It's the doctor who can't get essential equipment for their clinic because the budget was diverted. It's the entrepreneur who has to pay endless facilitation fees just to get the necessary permits. For countless professionals, the social contract is broken.
The promise that hard work, talent, and integrity will be rewarded feels like a lie. This creates a deep sense of demoralization, a feeling of being trapped in a system rigged against you. So when they look at a country like the UK, they see a system where, for the most part, meritocracy is the guiding principle.
It's a place where your qualifications and performance are what count. The choice becomes painfully clear. Stay and fight a system that seems unchangeable, or take your hard-earned skills to a place where they will be valued. The data backs this up. There's a direct, undeniable link between a country's perceived corruption level and its citizens' desire to leave. So why the UK specifically? The pull is multifaceted. Beyond historical and linguistic ties, the UK offers stability and, crucially, actively recruits Nigerian talent. The NHS runs targeted hiring campaigns, and visas like the skilled worker route create accessible pathways. The large Nigerian diaspora in cities like London and Manchester provides a vital support network, a soft landing that makes integration smoother. But this exodus comes at a staggering cost. Every doctor or engineer who leaves creates a vacuum, the brain drain in action. Hospitals become understaffed and infrastructure projects stall. Yes, the diaspora sends back over $20 billion in remittances annually. This money is a lifeline for families, but cash cannot perform surgery or teach a class.
The country gains foreign currency, but loses the human capital needed to build a self-sustaining economy and robust public services. This creates a vicious cycle. The more people leave, the worse services get, pushing more people to leave.
Success stories shared instantly in WhatsApp groups demystify the process, providing a roadmap for the next person. What began as a trickle is now a river, fueled by this powerful network effect. It poses a fundamental question.
If you had to choose, stay and fight for change, or leave for personal and professional safety, comment stay or leave.
The dilemma is profound, and there are no easy fixes, but some paths forward do exist. Next, we'll explore potential solutions and uncover the deep, often unspoken reasons so many choose to leave. So, what's the answer? Not building walls or forcing people to stay. The only real solution is making staying the more attractive option. This means a foundational shift, starting with infrastructure, consistent electricity, clean water, and modern transport connecting people to opportunity. Next, deep governance reform, dismantling corrupt systems and building a true meritocracy where hard work, not connections, leads to success. Finally, diversifying the economy, fostering innovation in tech and green energy to create high-skilled, well-paying jobs that compete on a global scale.
But let's be brutally honest. This is not a quick fix. It's a monumental undertaking requiring unwavering political will and staggering investment. Think of South Korea's transformation. It was a multi-decade project. The path is long, often resisted by those benefiting from the broken status quo. It's a marathon requiring a society to collectively agree the future is worth the fight.
This brings us to the quiet part of this exodus. Why isn't there more outrage? Because leaving is rarely triumphant, it's a decision steeped in guilt. That 89% statistic, feeling ashamed for leaving loved ones, is staggering. It's the silent burden of seeing family age through a screen, of knowing you're not there to help carry the daily load. It's a constant internal conflict between your own well-being and your sense of duty.
And this is the core of the tragedy. These individuals are not unpatriotic, they deeply love their countries. But patriotism can't pay the bills or fix a crumbling hospital. When a system consistently fails its brightest, it forces an impossible choice between love for country and the instinct for survival. This is a quiet tragedy, patriotism colliding with the basic human need to build a better life. If this moved you, we want to hear from you. Comment which reasons surprised you most and what you'd do. Stay, leave, or fight. Your voice matters in this global conversation. For a deeper look, watch our video on global brain drain or the UK healthcare recruitment episode next.
Because every number is a person. Better systems matter for families, for nations, for futures. If this opened your eyes, subscribe and share your story below. All sources are in the description.